Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the After Wilson podcast. I'm your host, Joseph Agundis,
I'm Murray Bell.
And I'm Casey Pechtel.
and it's week one, ladies and gentlemen. We've made it. We got football tomorrow night. We got football Friday night. We got college football Saturday, and then we got a full day of NFL football on Sunday.
Well, yeah, it's that time of year where we got football on more days than not. So it's beautiful.
Just wait till the action gets back.
I can't wait for it.
So we usually do let's get juiced. I don't know if you guys are juiced about anybody. I'm juiced about the Nevada Wolfpack getting that road win against Troy. It's a tough environment. I mean, I know Troy's not the best, but still road game.
That's a good win.
It's a good win. It's a good win.
Played a good game against SMU. I'm juiced about the Pack as well.
If the Pack can get this win against Georgia Southern at home on Saturday, get to 2-1, that's a team that's above 500.
I need him to get one more win to win money.
You had 1.5?
I had 2.5.
Oh, so you need two wins.
If they beat Georgia Southern, then I would.
Yeah. No, I don't see a reason why this team couldn't win 4 or 5 games the way they're playing.
You know, it was even money.
The Georgia Southern game?
No, the Nevada over 2.5 wins was even money.
Oh yeah, I mean, look, we've been bad, so.
True. But hey, strong showing against SMU and then a win against Troy.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
Coach Joe, that's who I'm just about.
Yeah, he's a good coach. He knows his stuff.
Yep.
All right. Well, you guys want to start? Do you want to talk about a controversial trade that happened in a league that Murray and I in, or should we just get right into week one starts and sits?
I want to discuss the trade a little bit because I'm curious to hear everyone's take.
So the trade was our friend Dom traded with our friend the Big Fish. Deli, Dom, and Big Fish made a trade. And Fish likes to trade a lot. So we all thought it was him, but apparently Dom sent it to him. Dom really, I was talking to Dom. He really wanted Romeo. So he traded Deontay Johnson for Romeo Doubs. Both late rounder fantasy picks. He also said that Big Fish might not know who Deontay Johnson is, which I don't know if that's here. I don't know. I don't know if he does or not. Fish, make a comment on the video to see if you do know who Deontay Johnson is and what team he played for before the Carolina Panthers. Should be a toss-up, but we don't know. What do you guys think about the trade?
I think if it's PPR league, I like Deontay Johnson. I think Romeo's probably gonna. Packers are a better offense. They're gonna score more touchdowns, but he's kind of gonna be like same as he was last year. He had 8 touchdowns, but he was kind of hit or miss. He had a good week when he scored. When he didn't, it was just meh. I think Deontay will be a little bit more consistent, and he'll be the wide receiver one over there. I don't think there's much competition for it, so I think he's going to be hammered with targets, and he's going to get the ball.
I agree. I thought that Deontay's someone where if he was in my starting lineup, I'm okay with it, I feel like. Whereas if Romeo's in my lineup, it's like somebody's hurt or we're really crunched on buys or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I was differing. I thought I like Romeo better. If I'm gonna, if I was deciding between who to start, I just look at because they're both late round picks. I'm looking at the better team. I'm gonna play the guys who are gonna be more offensive. Because the Panthers could be. I mean, I know they're gonna be probably down a lot and they're gonna be chucking and ducking, but still, Jordan Love did come out and say that Romeo's his guy, right?
Yeah.
So, I think, and not a lot of people everybody's talking about the other receivers on the Packers. I think Romeo Doubs might have a better year than he did last year. So I'm going off of potential.
All right.
That's the reasoning I'm taking Romeo over Deontay.
You think that the ceiling is higher?
Yes. Yeah.
That's fair.
But all right. Week one starts and sits. Who do we got? Who wants to start?
I'll start us off.
Okay.
I got for my first start in a league. I know you drafted your QB1 to be your QB1, but if you got a guy like Brock Purdy going out there against the tough Jets defense, I'm gonna go pick up a guy like Baker Mayfield playing against the Washington Commanders. Worst pass defense in the league last year. Gave up the most yards, most touchdowns, and only had 8 interceptions. I'm starting Baker Mayfield.
I
Wow.
like it.
That's what's funny is I have Baker in a different section of the podcast that we were gonna discuss.
Oh yeah.
Okay, we'll keep it going. All right, Murray.
My first stardom is gonna be Christian Kirk.
Okay.
I think that going up against the Dolphins, they're going to be having to score a lot of points to keep up with them. I think Kirk is going to have a chance of getting some targets and a touchdown.
Okay. My first start of the week is going to be one that I think you have to play him for these first 4 weeks, no matter what. I think he has to be in your starting lineup. Is Jerome Ford?
Yep.
He's got to
I
be.
had him as well.
He's the guy there. He's the guy to be the guy. I know they have Donald Foreman and another guy, Pierre Strong.
No, but it's Ford.
But it's Ford. It's Ford. He's going to be the guy. I think he's going to, and especially against Dallas, who wasn't the best against the run last year, and I don't know if they beefed up anything. So I think Jerome Ford gets a lot of yards and a lot of touches. So I like starting Jerome Ford.
I'm with you. I like Ford as well. I had him on my list.
I like Ford too. My second start, I got Javonte Williams.
I also have Javonte Williams as my
I
second
just cut
start.
P. Ryan. Seattle allowed the 3rd most fantasy points to running backs last year. Backfield should be his. I know they have Jaleel McLaughlin. I don't know how to say his last name. All that great. I have him in my main league, but I think early in the season the backfield's going to be all Javonte. Seattle's run D's not great, so I'm liking him.
Yeah, I know that's exactly. I like him too. If you got a spot for him, start him. Because sometimes you like a guy to start, but you don't have a spot for him.
Yep.
If you guys, you either don't have a second flex, which I think, I don't know. I'm in a league where we have 1 flex, and I have 3 good receivers. So it's like,
well, and you got to play your stars with the thing above everything.
Exactly. Yeah. Like I have Justin Jefferson, Puka, and Debo in that league, and I can start. It's only 2 receivers and a flex, and I'm like, I can't not start.
Right. All 3 of those guys need to be in the lineup.
Exactly. Yep. Exactly. Where are your second start?
My second start is Ladd McConkey. I really like him. I think he's going to be that wide receiver 1. And I think that while the Chargers are going to try to lean on their run game this season, I think it might be hard against the Raiders week 1. So I think he could get some targets, especially in a PPR league. I like him to be good for a couple of receptions.
All right. My one of my starts, because I did just because is another rookie receiver. I'm starting Rome Odunze because I think he will be Caleb's favorite target this season, and especially week 1.
Wow.
I think he's going to be a stud. I have a lot of shares of Rome, and I took him over Malik Neighbors in a dynasty league at the 2nd pick. I think he'll be better.
All right.
Got one more for us, Case, or
Yeah, I got one more. I got a guy who I actually am kind of torn over. Funny enough, I have him on my start list. I don't know whether to start him or Christian Watson, just because I don't know who the Packers wide receiver 1 is going to be. But I have Zamir White here. Chargers allowed 24 points per game to opposing backs at SoFi last year. He's going to be the guy who's getting those points. So I like, or the bulk of those points. So I like Zamir. Right now I have him over Watson. It's also the factor of I want to watch somebody play on Friday, someone on my team. So what do you guys think about that? Christian Watson or Zamir White?
I mean, I kind of told you before.
Yeah.
My thoughts. But if you want to watch somebody on Friday, like That's the thing. Like when I go to an NFL game, I might start somebody. I know you're not going, but still, like you want to watch somebody.
Yeah.
In your lineup, like I'll start some guys that I wouldn't normally start just to watch.
Mhm.
You root
I
for them.
would otherwise agree, but the issue is you don't need somebody to watch. It's the Packers playing.
That's true.
Like
That was another
you don't need Christian Watt. You don't need if this was the Texans Colts game, then I get doing that.
Yeah.
But in a game where you definitely like you care about this game, obviously. So I don't feel the need to start Watson. I'd start White.
Okay. I also just think he might catch a 60-yard touchdown. Like first drive.
I mean, but that's you as a Packer fan saying that.
Yeah, sure. White's in the lineup right now. I think we're gonna leave him there.
I think that's the right decision.
All right. Going into sits, Casey, who's your first sit of the week?
I mentioned him earlier that if you have him, go pick up Baker. Brock Purdy. Sitting out Purdy, Jets defense and their secondary especially is real good. And I don't know if Trent Williams is playing. So Ayuk's playing. But is Trent Williams playing? That O-line, I mean, without him, it's just not the same at all. So
All right.
No, absolutely. I have someone who my sit is just because I don't know if they're playing, but even if they are, sit Jamar Chase this week.
whoa.
Sit Jamar Chase this week. Even if he does play, he hasn't practiced all week. They're playing like the Patriots aren't going to be good, but who is good on the Patriots is Christian Gonzalez. So if Jamar is playing, he's got a pretty decent corner on him, and he's going to be out of sync and out of rhythm. I see the only way Jamar having a good game is if he catches like a 60-yard bomb or something like that,
Okay.
where he just runs a fly and runs faster than the guy. But outside, which obviously can happen, but that's the only world I see Jamar having a productive game.
Okay.
All right. I'm sitting. Well, the way I put it is I'm sitting Steelers running backs because I don't
my other
know.
one.
It's not so much that I don't think like as if you've been listening, like I like Najee Harris this year, but it's what's gonna happen. Nobody not really nobody. Everybody's saying, oh, is it Jalen Wright? Is it Najee Harris? Everybody's on Jalen Wright, and some people like myself, are like, and I'm sure
Warren.
too.
Warren.
Did I say Warren? What did I say?
Right.
Oh, Jalen Wright's on the
Dolphins.
Jalen Warren. Yeah, you just don't know. And I think we need one game to see, kind of to see who, even if they both might not do very well. Because the Falcons were pretty good against running backs last year. But I just want to see usage.
Yeah, even if you get to see who's catching balls, who's getting
Yeah.
goal traps.
Mhm.
That's
I had them down on my sit list as well for the exact same reason. Whoever is the running back there will be someone I'm comfortable starting. I just don't know who it is.
Exactly. Yeah. Casey.
okay. Yeah, I had Brian Robinson. I think Eckler is going to be the pass catching guy, third down kind of back there. Bucks defense allowed the third fewest fantasy points to opposing running backs. So I'm just kind of this week laying off Brian Robinson. I don't think he'll have like a bad year. I think he'll be the lead back, and then Eckler will spell him every now and then for some pass plays and stuff. But I'm not starting him this week.
Okay.
I don't know. That was the only two I had was Jamar and the Steelers running backs.
Okay. I have two more. So Murray, I'll give you one of mine. I'm sitting Xavier Worthy this week with Rashee Rice most likely playing. I'm assuming because we haven't heard anything and they play tomorrow. I think he's going to take. I think Xavier Worthy is going to be a good receiver. I just don't think he's going to be a good receiver week one. So I think Mahomes is going to go to who he's comfortable with. Everybody's healthy. I think he's going to go to Kelsey and he's going to go to Rashee Rice. So Xavier Worthy, I'm sitting. And then I'm also sitting. I wrote, if you can afford to, because I know sometimes with running backs you can't really afford to sit a guy like James Conner. But if you can sit James Conner, I think you're sitting James Conner this week. Only reason is I think playing the Bills in Buffalo, they might get down early and then they're gonna have to throw the ball. So that's the only reason I'm saying that. I
That's
think
fair.
he'll get some good work early in the game, but I think they might get down early, and they're gonna have to chuck and duck.
All right.
Yeah,
That was my only 2 sits. So yeah, I'm
cool. We'll go into a new segment this week called Stream City, where we talk about who we like streaming this week. All right, who wants to start us off for Stream City?
I start. Or
Get it going, Case.
All right. Yeah, week 1, it's kind of tough to find streamers because everyone loves the team that they drafted. So for me, week 1, it's kind of simple. I'm picking a defense who's playing against a team that was the worst offense in the league. So I'm taking the Saints D versus Carolina. And yeah, it's kind of tough because the waiver wires are going to be different every league. So it's tough to know like who's a guy you can really stream. But yeah, I'm taking Saints D.
Yeah, my thinking was the exact same. I'm going with the Bills D. I know a lot of people like the Cardinals, especially their offense this season. I am not one of those people. I can see it working out if all of the pieces play to their potential, but I don't know if week 1 on the road, when you're probably going to be giving up a lot of points, so you're playing, you can't really establish a run game. I think it's going to be hard for those pieces to work. So I like streaming the Bills D here.
Yeah, I'm also. How many do you guys have? Because I wrote 3.
I just had that one.
Okay.
I had 2, but I think one of them was yours, Jess.
Was it Baker?
Yeah.
Baker is one of my streams this week. If you like Baker against the Commanders, you reek at quarterback. Say you waited late and you have like one of the rookies or Kirk Cousins, Rodgers, and you're nervous about playing him week 1. Throw Baker in there. I also have Baker's defense, Bucks D, as a stream, and also Bengals D against the Patriots.
Bengals D is a good one.
I know a lot of people drafted Bucks D in most leagues that I was in, so I don't know if that was considered a stream, but
no, but still, I think any defense really, for the most part, it's,
As long as it's not like a top 5 D.
right, exactly. As long as it's not like Jets, Niners,
Cowboys, Browns.
Cowboys, right, exactly.
Yeah. All right. Well, that was Stream City. We're going into. Is it time for Scowl selections?
Yeah. We had a phenomenal week 1 in Scowl selections. We went 3-1, and it was because we tried taking the points with Colorado State there, and they just got rattled. So I'll start with the NFL. 3 teasers, 1 straight bet. First one, Patriots up to 14.5 with Dallas up to 8.5. Look, I don't think the Patriots are good. 2 touchdowns in an NFL game, especially when we don't know what Jamar's playing or not. I'm gonna take New England. Next one, Rams up to +9.5 and Titans up to +9.5. I think both of these teams can win those games. So getting them teased up to +9.5, I like. Ravens up to +9, Jets up to +10. Again, 2 teams I think can win those games. So I like that. And then my 1 straight bet is the Eagles -2.5. It's tough with the guy wearing the cheese head in the room, but I'm high on the Eagles this year. I think the Eagles are going to be really good and start off with a win. In college, Iowa -2.5 against Iowa State. I think Iowa might have like a decent offense this year. Not decent's a stretch. Serviceable offense.
Okay.
With Reno High legend.
Yes.
Matt
Yes.
Garrett?
So I like to think that if they can pair just like even an average offense with that defense, they're going to win a lot of games easily. And then this next one, this was a big big parlay, similar to the nuclear whale missile of last year,
Okay.
a little bit less. Texas, Tennessee, Nebraska, and Kentucky, all money line. We're going to talk about a lot of these games like a little later, but Texas, I think they're going to beat Michigan. Tennessee looked so good last week. Holy shit. They might have looked better than anyone. I think that they will handle NC State. Nebraska, everyone knows I like Nebraska a lot this year. They're playing Colorado, who is fraudulent.
Big
And then-
rivalry game. Big rivalry game.
Yes, in Lincoln, it's going to be popping. And then Kentucky money line against South Carolina. Kentucky looked damn good last week. South Carolina almost lost to Old Dominion. Games in Kentucky parlays like plus 200.
Ooh. All right. Sorry, I was looking into what we're doing next.
Mm-hmm.
Is our game picks of the week, and I didn't realize that I was worst. But I did. I'm bad at picking college football. That's the thing.
Yeah, you went 2-3. Casey went 3-2, and I went 4-1.
All right. Well, Murray, let's take us away. Let's get these game picks going.
So first game we have is Texas -7 at Michigan. Who does Joe start us off?
Oh, you're making me start. I think I don't think Michigan is as good as last year. But 7 is a lot of points, so I'm going to take Michigan.
Joe took so many favorites last week. He's switching it up on the first one. I love it. Case.
I also like getting the points with Michigan at home. I think, Texas is probably a better team. Michigan at home. I'm liking them there.
I have the Longhorns. I think Michigan's a joke this year.
All right.
Next, Tennessee -7.5 at NC State.
I'm going back to the favorites here. I'm going to take Tennessee. Murray, you convinced me with the Tennessee talk just about a few seconds before.
I mean, look, Tennessee, and I was on NC State, high on them coming into the year. They looked really bad week one. Grayson McCall just looked off, and Tennessee was real good. But 7.5 on the road's a lot.
I also like Tennessee here.
And no dramatic flair here. I also like Tennessee. And the last college game we have is Colorado at Nebraska. Nebraska -7.5.
You know, I'm gonna go with my boy Grant here, one of the assistant pros at TPC. Shout out Grant. He went to Boulder. I'm gonna go with Colorado here.
Yeah. I'm taking the Cornhuskers. I like Nebraska.
I don't like what the Cornhuskers did to my boy Adrian Martinez
Adrian Martinez was a goddamn loser.
when he was there. He wasn't
am
good because they
also
didn't
going to
develop
take
him.
Nebraska. Go Big Red. So we'll see. The goal, so I was doing the math, and I think we're going to pick somewhere between 100 and 120 games this year, college and NFL combined. So obviously 50% is just a winning record, but we are picking them against the spread. So if anyone's able to pick over 53%, you can say you'd be profitable the entire season.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are college picks this week.
Yeah, last week I made some picks. Then I bet on them, the same picks, and it didn't end up well. It didn't look well. I lost.
It's all right. It was week one, you know?
Yeah.
It was week one.
All right.
And we do have a lot of pro games as well.
Yes, we do.
Normally I feel like we stick to doing a 3 or 4, but just with the
I feel like
Thursday and the Friday and the Monday, it's week one. We're excited.
and also we try to do the primetime games if the primetime games are good.
Right.
Or, and there's so many primetime games this week that I don't mind doing 5.
No. I actually think it's 6 looking at it now. But
Is it? I can't. Math's hard.
it's 6, and we'll get it started. Ravens at Chiefs. Chiefs -3.
I think the Ravens come out and they could possibly win this game. So I'm gonna take the Ravens.
I'm also taking the Ravens here.
This concerns me. I am also taking the Ravens.
Oh no, Patrick Mahomes is gonna see this.
I think the Ravens will probably win this game.
I mean,
I
I think.
in my head, the team coming off the Super Bowl loses at home so often, I feel like.
Mhm.
Especially when they're playing a real team.
Yeah,
Chiefs last year, didn't they lost to the Lions?
they
Yeah,
lost
it's
the Lions
fine.
at home.
Yeah. Second game. Shit, my bad.
Good.
We have Green Bay versus Philly. Remember, this game is in Brazil. Philly -3.
I also think Green Bay could win this game. I'm going Green Bay.
I'm also going Green Bay here.
What?
No,
Are you kidding me?
I love Philly here. I think Philly is a legitimate Super Bowl team, and I don't think Green Bay is, and I think Philly shows that. Sorry, Case.
All right. Hey, it's. I don't like the Patriots at +14. I just don't.
You don't think that's
Crazy.
enough?
No.
No. You got to get that up to like a college game. Like get them like, I'm going to take them plus 22.5.
No, they got it. They got all the. Jaguars at Dolphins. Dolphins -3.
The Dolphins are a better team. I'm going to take the Dolphins.
Riding with Joe's a lot here.
Dude,
I've had these all written down before. I'm not just
see, I didn't. I'm looking at them right now. I'm going off a gut feeling.
I picked them all before. I like the Dolphins.
I like the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Okay.
I think that they are going to be a very good team this season. Next, this one's interesting. I was a little rattled when I saw this line here.
Yeah, it's a home field advantage line. That's it.
Dallas at the Browns. Browns -2.5.
Dallas wins this game. Give me Dallas plus 2.5.
I'm also thinking Dallas gets the win here.
Contrary to what I said in my preseason predictions, where I said Dallas is going to be who this year, I think Dallas wins this game as well.
I mean, Brady is calling the game, and Dallas was the last team to beat Brady.
That's true. That's true. Rams at Lions. Lions -3.5. I think this is a fun game.
Casey, you go first. Casey, you go first.
Hey, I got the Lions here.
Okay, I'm gonna take the Rams.
Okay.
So we don't have the same picks. I like both of these teams. I could care less who wins this game.
It's gonna be a tight one.
Like I don't really know. Like I want both of these teams to win. So that's why I made Casey go first.
I like taking the points with the Rams here. I think the Rams could win this game. And our last game, Monday night. Will it happen again? Aaron Rodgers.
Don't say it, dude. Don't say it. Knock on wood. Go knock on wood.
Aaron Rodgers.
I have too many shares of Garrett Wilson.
So 49ers minus this numbers. I've seen a lot of different numbers. So what I'm going to call it here is 3.5. Niners -3.5. I've seen 4. I've seen 4.5. I've seen 3.
What's it on stations?
It was 4.5 yesterday. I don't know what it was today.
Let me look at FanDuel.
On Caesars today, it was 3.5.
Give me 1 second. Let me look at FanDuel and see if we can. FanDuel has it at 4.5.
See,
that's high.
We'll call it 4. We'll call it 4. Niners -4.
Casey, you go first again.
I'm taking the Jets.
I want the Jets too. I can't bet on the Niners. I'm going Jets.
You can take whoever you want. You got to remember, this is a whole season competition. If there's a wash one week, then that's what it is.
Well, I don't know. I'm saying I don't want to take the Niners because I don't like the Niners, and I think the Jets could win this game.
Then take the Jets.
I'm taking the Jets, especially if it's 4. You know.
I don't know. Aaron Rodgers doesn't have a great track record against the Niners.
No, not at all.
Yeah, but if they lose by a field goal, Casey, we still win.
That's what I'm.
I dare to say that after seeing what we saw last year, it's not Aaron Rodgers. It's the Packers have a bad track record against the 49ers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll find out on Monday.
I guess we will. I'm going to take the Jets. I think they can win this game.
All right. How many picks do we have? All 3 of us picking the same team.
We all took Tennessee. We all took the Ravens. We all took Dallas. And we all took the Jets.
Okay.
So 1, 2, 3, 4.
4 of them.
4 out of the 9 games, we all took the same.
All right. Is there anything I'm missing before we take off? Nothing.
Anyone have any bold week 1 takes?
Bold week 1 takes. Bold week 1 takes. Let me look at my fantasy lineup. I think Brian Thomas outperforms Christian Kirk. Bold take.
I like that.
Anybody else? Bold take. Casey? Bold take.
I'm seeing a lot of people want to Jake Ferguson this week. I know Browns they play well versus the tight end. But there was a couple guys last year. I think it was like Evan Ingram and maybe Mark Andrews that put up big numbers on him. I think Ferguson is good enough and has enough of target share to do that. So I'm not sitting Ferguson this week.
I think Zeke goes for 2 tuds.
Okay.
All right.
It's a bold take. I wouldn't start him. He wasn't in my stardoms. It's a bold take, though.
It's a bold take. That's like I'm not starting Brian Thomas, but I think he could outperform Christian Kirk this week.
Right.
I also, Murray, have a question for you. Probably shouldn't talk about it on air. But did you see the message Ian sent you? Or Ian sent in the sleeper app?
No. Let me look real quick. When was this?
It was last night. It's the last message that was sent in the Joseph's Buddies League.
Too many freaking leagues on this stupid app. Spit on that man Murray. Huh.
What?
I think that's his way of saying he wants me to approve it.
Oh, the trade. Okay.
Yeah, I think that's what he's saying here.
Okay.
I'm not 100% sure.
And the thing was, is I fell asleep last night watching a movie around probably 9 o'clock. So,
Spit on that thing, Murray.
so I woke up to like the movie is over, and I look, and it's like, I was like, oh, that's just the last message that was sent. I was very confused.
How the fuck do I do this?
Would you go into transactions on like team page? This is great that we're getting this. We're recording this. This is great. This is gonna be the episode title.
Recent activity, view all. No, it's not there.
So go to your team page.
Click on team. Okay.
And then transact. Is there a
Transactions.
Yeah.
No pending. No pending transactions. Trade maybe.
Should we just call Dom? Dom knows how to do it. He puts so many trades through for CJ.
Maybe it's just gone through already.
No, it hasn't. It hasn't processed yet.
You checked?
It would say trade processed. Do you click on the actual trade pending?
That's what I tried the first time, and then it didn't. Oh, there it is. There it is. I guess the first time I was holding it. I was holding it, not tapping it.
Oh.
We're good.
Casey had to hit the can. So we're gonna end this. All right. We'll see y'all next week for who we're juiced about after week 1.
I know we'll have Trash Pandas back.
We'll have Trash Pandas back because week 1 is all Trash Pandas.
I know, it's beautiful.
All right. We'll see y'all next week.